Hey, Such2582 coming back at you with another video, and today I'll be reviewing a Hot Wheels Car Culture Team Transport set. Now, of course, I reviewed a couple of them in the past, and all of them have been racing themed, and this one is obviously no exception. Although this one is a little bit of an older release. It came out in 2021, and I distinctly remember seeing this one on the pegs at the time, and I always wanted to pick it up. For some reason, I think money was the problem, but thankfully that's not really an issue anymore, kinda. And it's this one. This is the 1970, or I guess you just call it the 70 Plymouth AAR Cuda with the Sakura Sprinter Team Transport set that of course is supposed to be based off Dan Gurney's All-American Racers Trans Am Racer. So yeah, I'm very excited to finally have this one after waiting, I don't know, since 2021, 5 years. Or man, 5 years is honestly kind of crazy, but thankfully I found this at a very good price, kind of what would have been priced at the time. Unfortunately, these things are going up in price, not value, but going up in price, like in the retail. It's now like $16 or $17. I wouldn't be surprised if it reaches 20 by the end of the decade. But with all that out of the way, let's take a look at the box a little bit before I continue. These were the 3 cars that were available. Of course, my favorite was that one. We got the 66 Chevelle with the Chevy ramp truck, which is honestly pretty cool casting there. And then the huge peg warmer, which is a Fiat 131. Unfortunately, the Cuda was also a peg warmer. I think most of these were peg warmers. Of course, there's no Japanese cars, so of course it's not going to be. If there was a Japanese car, of course it would be flying off the shelf. Like, it probably wouldn't even see the peg, but it's neither here or there. Let's open it up and show y'all this absolutely amazing looking car. I just can't wait to look at it. Of course, I'm going to be keeping the box because obviously I do like the card art on this. Got a little extra plastic piece on the front. And there's the trailer just waiting to get out of the box. Maybe, I don't know. I've been waiting a long time to get this, as the car is already trying to race out of its hauler. Let me get the turntable, of course. I gotta put this on a turntable. How could I not? It's a rubber tire car. What should we take a look at first? I guess the car. No, that's mostly going to be the star of the show. It's going to be the car. And I guess I'll just put the trailer aside there. And there it is. There is the Plymouth AAR Cuda. So, of course, the main reason I love this is it's Trans Am. And I've only recently, not recently, I've been at it for a couple months. We've been watching a lot of Trans Am racing. I absolutely love that series. Just the cars it ran, the racing, and there's a bunch of different eras. There's all, not only this one from like the 60s and 70s, but also the 80s, the 90s, which is my personal favorite. The 2000s was kind of a dark age, I guess, but I honestly still like them. And even today, I do like the Trans Am series today, how the cars look and such, and the racing. But this car, of course, is from the 70s. Dan Gurney raced this car, but not this one. Well, he had 2 of these Cudas with his All-American Racers team. Which, fun fact, is actually based off in Santa Ana, California, which is actually not super far from where I live. Might have to make a trek one of these days to check out their museum, because I believe they actually do have a museum there. But anyways, his team had 2 of these. This one's number 42. The other one looked almost like this one, and it was number 48. Now that one was driven by Dan Gurney, of course, guy who owns the team, but I think he also drove the 42 the same season with Sweet Savage, which you might have heard of in IndyCar. There's also a bunch of other drivers that driven as well, but it was most notably was Dan Gurney. Of course, he made this livery and car famous. And Sweet Savage also drove for the team, and a bunch of other ones I unfortunately can't remember. But this release of this Cuda was the first time it was released in the number 42, because Hot Wheels, of course, at the time, Hot Wheels sponsored this car while it was racing back in the 70s. And, of course, later on, they released the number 48 car of this Cuda. And that one's been released in the Hall of Fame series, and I believe Vintage Racing as well. But never the 42 car. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to find the number 48 just to have both of them. Although the color on this one is a little bit off. Normally it's like a dark-ish blue. This one's like, it's still a dark blue, but it's a little bit brighter than normal. But it still looks alright to me. But yeah, let's take a look at this car. It's gonna look a little blurry, a little pixelated, but that's alright, I guess. So we got Plymouth on the, I guess, valence, if you want to call it. I'm just going off my NASCAR terms here. Got the nice red, orange, and yellow stripes, which is definitely one of the most iconic parts about this car, is the little stripes, the little chevron design it makes. Number 42. Got Plymouth. Has blank tires. Originally, the original Hot Wheels release of this AAR Cuda with this livery, the Dan Gurney release, had Goodyear tires, and of course in real life it ran Goodyear tires, but unfortunately I don't think they could put tire printing on these anymore, which very unfortunate. So we got Plymouth there. Goodyear, a very pixelated Castrol logo. That's pretty bad. Number 42, Dan Gurney. Union, yeah, we got a Union 76 logo, very pixelated again. Hot Wheels, the old 60s and 70s Hot Wheels logo. Very pixelated, chrome-esque looking trim they're supposed to put. Cuda with the AAR logo. And the rear has the red, orange, and yellow stripes. Number 42 on the, I guess you call it the trunk. Got tail lights. And the right side is the same as the left side. So I guess both releases are going to have Dan Gurney's name on it. I wish they would have put like Sweet Savage or something, because of course it wasn't only Dan Gurney that drove it. But, you know, obviously I can't be too mad. This is my only AAR Cuda I have in my collection, so can't complain too much. And of course I forgot to show you the base. Painted black metal base with of course the rubber tires. Very nice and heavy model. So yeah, that was the AAR Cuda. Now, of course, we'll take a look at this transporter, which definitely an interesting choice because I do like the trailer and such, but the name, of course, is the Sakura Sprinter, which is supposed to be a Japanese type name, which hints it's a Japanese type truck. Not really something you'd probably be seeing in the Trans Am, like this paddock at the time. Why would they want to drive a Japanese type truck and drive an American Plymouth? And to make more sense of that, the steering wheel is, I believe it's on the right. It should be on the right. Yeah, well, you can't really see, but it is on the right, though. But unfortunately, this is the only truck that kind of looks kind of like from the era, that kind of just, it's a box truck. And huge, amazing looking design. The big Plymouth logo, the 3 stripes on there. Hot Wheels with the Mattel meatball in there. The AAR Cuda, and Dan Gurney's All-American Racers Inc. Of course, that's the race team name. And the front, I believe it has an AAR logo and some other little trims that was supposed to be painted. And nice looking tires, kind of matches the tires on the Dan Gurney car, but this the wheels are definitely different. And of course, the right side is a little inverted, but it still has everything. Top, there's nothing. Metal. Wow, it's actually screwed on there. Wow, that's new. I've never seen that before. So if you have those triangle screws, you could kind of paint. I guess you could repaint this if you wanted to, but of course, am I gonna ever repaint this? Absolutely not. It's already beautiful how it looks. But yeah, that is interesting. I've never seen that because it's usually riveted on, but oh well. And of course, open up the back, and there's a little plastic piece that was supposed to keep the car in there. I may or may not just leave the truck out, unfortunately, and then just could put the car in my box. Or maybe I'll find a display somewhere to have it. And of course, with the thing open, you can pretty much just put your Trans Am racer in there, and it's going to be heading out to maybe Riverside or heading into another track, maybe Lime Rock or something. Yeah, of course, I'm just making it up. But yeah, this is an awesome car. I'm very glad to finally have it. You know, like I said, I've been waiting to get this one. Not waiting, I wanted it for a while, ever since I saw it, but I never got the chance to. But now since I got adult money, I can buy stuff now. um, but yeah, I'm very happy to have this one. Can't wait to put this in my favorites box. Do you like this release? Do you think it was kind of undeserved to be a peg warmer? But I mean, even though it's a peg warmer, at least it made it easier to find. You know, if this existed now, I would have been happy if it was a peg warmer, because now I won't have to deal with trying to find it too much and dealing with the scalpers and such. But it's neither here nor there. That has been the review of the 70 Plymouth AAR Cuda with the Sakura Sprinter truck, the Team Transport set for all American racers. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe. We're trying to reach those 1,000 subscribers. I know we can make that soon, y'all. It's possible, all right? Just subscribe, all right? And I'll see you next time. Peace.